Good evening, team. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this crypto talk. It is Monday evening, the 31st of August. We call this crypto talk because we talk crypto. And we know that you in the audience some of you are experts on crypto and crypto trading already. Some of you own crypto and various cryptos, and some of you have a portfolio that you're managing. But the beautiful part with crypto is it's decentralized. You and I have the destiny of our own finances in our own hands. Allow me to ask Marius, my business partner, to just unmute himself and say hello to the team.
Good evening, all. Yeah, what a privilege to be here. I'm so excited. Donnie, if you just look at the last week or the last month, I love the website Crypto Bubbles, where you see the coins in the bubbles and the growth. It is such a great time to be in crypto, and I'm so looking forward to Richard D'Souza's talk tonight on how to create passive income out of the DeFi space. So I'm a man of few words, so I'm going to give it back to you and over to the guys that's knowing what's going on.
Cool, thank you, Marius. Tonight, everything is about how to get passive income, how to unlock passive income from DeFi. And out of there, you and I can make a passive income. That's the beautiful part that I want to hear. And that's why I can't wait to have Richard. Richard is the founder and CEO, and I don't know what else. He is altcoin trader. And Richard, it's such a privilege to have you on our call. You're always eager to be on the call. I know you are in demand. People want to have you on their calls, and you always make time for us. And we just want to say thank you, buddy. It's an absolute privilege to have you on our call. It's an absolute privilege for us to work with your company, to work with the opportunity that you give us to get our rands into crypto through Altcoin Trader. We really, really appreciate it. Tell your two co-founders, your business partners, send them our regards. And if there's someone that can tell us how to make passive income, the first guy who told me about how to make a loan in the DeFi space was in February, and that was Richard when he talked at the Blockchain Africa conference. It feels like years ago, but it was this year still, just before COVID. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in the room, the CEO and founder of Altcoin Trader, Mr. Richard D'Souza himself.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks very much, Donnie. Thanks very much, Marius. I always appreciate being on this group and being able to share with you guys. A lot of you know that I am extremely passionate about crypto, DeFi, and everything around the alternative financial system. Tonight, I've got some really good content that I'm eager and excited to share. So I hope that at the end of this, you guys look back and you are inspired, you are invigorated, and you start researching and looking into this opportunity. Guys, DeFi is absolutely exploding. We're seeing things happen that, to a certain extent, I often question, is it sustainable? And how long can this continue? I mean, the way that a lot of people that I know are making money right now, it almost invalidates working. But we'll get onto that in a little bit more. I wanted to just pose two counter views of the sustainability of DeFi. And let's just consider two things. So my traditional self, the sane, normal Richard, looks at DeFi and goes, wow, this cannot continue forever. Gains of hundreds of percent is not going to be around for a long time. This is similar to the ICO age of 2017, and the guys that get in fast and quick and maximize their time in the initial stages are going to profit hugely. But after a while, it's going to die down, it's going to normalize, and we are going to see those gains greatly diminished. So that's the traditional Richard. Then the free-spirited thinking Richard starts to consider life at a little bit more of a deeper level. Understand how a builder is doing something good for society, because as you drive down the road, you see buildings, you see that this person has worked, they have constructed our dwelling places, our workplaces, and they have constructed stuff in society. I can understand how a miner should be paid because he mines gold and he achieves something. But that gets me thinking, my accountant that worked the entire day for me, how did that benefit any of you? Okay. The lawyer that worked today for me didn't benefit anything for you. What I'm getting at is these guys didn't contribute to anyone else other than my little world. Now, the final analogy or example is a banker. How is it that bankers that don't do anything for society other than move money around and work out who owes what is one of the richest industries in the country? Now, with that in mind, posing the question, how long is DeFi going to be sustainable? If bankers that seemingly don't contribute to society in any meaningful way are getting paid so highly, why is DeFi not sustainable in the same way as we are taking that? We are cutting out the middleman and we are doing that work. We are ushering in a new financial system to the community, to the human race. Why is it not sustainable? And why should we not be getting those funds that the traditional banking industry always got? Two counter views on the sustainability of DeFi. Only time will tell which one is the way forward. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop philosophizing and I'm going to start giving you some real DeFi projects that can help you. Now, I've divided this into 3 projects. The first 2 projects, I believe, are very, very solid. These are reputable projects. These are projects that will make you long-term, good passive income. You can bank on a monthly or weekly basis. And it is something that I personally have invested in with considerable amounts of money, or at least for me, they are considerable amounts of money. For other people, they might not be. But I am very happy with the returns that I'm making and super excited about these 2, let's call them, for a lack of a better word, responsible projects. Then, as a bonus project, we're going to talk about a project that I think initially I thought was a bit of a joke and was a little bit scammy. So I went into it with a reasonably small investment. And the returns that I've made and the sustainability of this project up until now have really surprised me. So I'm going to show you guys that 3rd bonus project with a big warning that we don't know how that one's going to end out. But I'm invested, I'm making huge returns, and I'm really enjoying it, to say the least. Now, guys, just before we get into this, obviously, nothing that I say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and these projects are risky. With high reward comes high risk. I am comfortable with all the projects that I'm showing you, and I want you to see it from the point of view that I am sharing my experiences with you guys. I'm going to just share my screen so that we can get into this. Okay, I think the screen is shared, so let's get going with this. Guys, if you are looking for a reputable exchange, of course, Altcoin Trader is a very safe exchange. You can use it. We've been around since 2017, so feel free to get involved with Altcoin Trader, register a free account. There are so many scams in this place that please stay with companies that you know, companies that are registered, companies that are reputable. And then, of course, we have recently launched a South African stablecoin called XR, which is a lovely way to transition from a centralized exchange like Altcoin Trader to a decentralized exchange like Uniswap. We've spoken about that in the past, but just wanted to put that on your radar before we get into the projects. Now, guys, the first project that we're going to be talking about this evening is Balancer. Balancer is a decentralized exchange. So you can actually go and trade a host of coins on Balancer without KYC, without figuring yourself, without even creating an account. It is a non-custodial exchange, so you always maintain and hold all your crypto and all your assets, and you can swap them with minimal fuss, minimal effort. Now, with Balancer, they always need people to provide liquidity. So liquidity, obviously, to put coins on this exchange so that people like you and me can actually go and trade and swap these coins. And if you are to put liquidity on Balancer, they pay you out for the liquidity that you put on. So if you are on Balancer, you would simply go to Pool Management, which is this section here, and it would take you through to a pool like this, where you can start adding liquidity and getting involved. Now, I have put some videos on my channel, so if you guys want to drill down into exactly how to do that, but it is a reasonably simple process. You simply go onto Balancer, you add your liquidity. You normally can choose between 2 tokens or 8 tokens, and you invest. Now, what they do is, of course, they pay liquidity providers and exchange fees. So essentially, guys, you are owning a portion of a crypto exchange. You could put it this way, that you get the fees from every trade that is made on your pool. Now, in addition to that, and the fees that you make, while they are reasonable and it's fun to consider yourself owning an exchange, that is not the bulk of the money. Every Wednesday, Balancer pay out Balancer tokens directly into your MetaMask wallet as an incentive to provide liquidity. And that is the bulk of your money. So I think I stopped sharing for a second. Sorry about that. So if we look at this screen, we can start to look at the percentages that we can earn with Balancer and by providing liquidity. Now, guys, have a look at this. I've ordered it, of course, with the highest yields here, 191% annual percentage yield. That is absolutely ridiculous. In addition to that, of course, you will get the Balancer fees as well. So once you've provided liquidity, there is no other step. This is one of the simplest and easiest ways. You go onto the Balancer website, you go onto Pool Management, you click the Provide Liquidity button. This is all done through your MetaMask wallet. You choose the token that you want to provide liquidity for, you put it on, wait for the first Wednesday to roll around, and there will be a surprise in your MetaMask wallet in the way of Balancer tokens. So now, just to give you an idea, I know people that are earning anywhere from 5 to 50 tokens per week. And let's have a look at the price of the Balancer token. As you can see here, it's $33 per token. So it's certainly a sizable token. It has really gone up quite dramatically this week. I make a fair amount of these Balancer tokens every single Wednesday when I wake up. What I'm doing at this stage is I'm selling those tokens and I'm buying Ethereum purely because I feel more comfortable in holding my assets in more reputable coins, or coins that have been around for a longer time, like Bitcoin or Ethereum. I wish I hadn't sold last week's Balancer coins because they went up so dramatically. And if I just held on to them, I probably would have made double my money, or at least 80% of what I had. But that's my strategy. Balancer, a very, very nice project. There is a video on my channel that talks about Balancer, as you can see it over here. If you guys would like to go and get more information on exactly how to do that, but it is a simple process, guys. Don't get caught up in it. You provide liquidity tokens, you will reap a huge reward. To give you an example, this pool is asking for 50% Balancer and 50% wrapped ETH, and that is your return. I think if we put in the amount in dollars, so let's say an investment of, for example, $1,000. This site that we're looking at here, which is predictions.exchange, is a calculator that allows you to calculate your Balancer. So if you had to invest $1,000, let's just have a look at what you could expect to get. You would be getting 55 Balancer tokens per year. Guys, for $1,000, you're going to be getting one Balancer token a week. bearing in mind there's 52 weeks in a year, and yeah, you're getting 55 for the year. So you're getting slightly over 1 a week, and at 35 odd dollars times by 17 Rand, you're getting 595 Rand for an investment of around about 17,000 Rand. And that 595 is a week, not a month. So bear that in mind. So it is an insane return on investment. I highly recommend it. I am thoroughly enjoying this platform, and I'm making some sick gains. The second project, which I believe is a responsible project, and I have no problem recommending it, is Curve. Now, Curve is a little bit more advanced because it is a two-step process. Curve works with stable coins, and the stable coins are, of course, DAI, USDC, which is the USD Circle, Tether, True USD, and so on. The idea here is that you would stake stable coins. Now, there's a huge advantage to staking stable coins in as much as it is stable and you won't lose or gain with the fluctuations of cryptocurrencies. So if we look at the balancer pool, which I just spoke about, you would have to invest quite heavily in the balancer token, and that's not a token that I am absolutely confident in. And if that token had to drop, there could be potential losses. With stable coins, you don't have that problem. It is more conservative. You know that your dollar value is going to remain your dollar value, and therefore your Rand value will remain your Rand value. Now, Curve, they don't allocate once a week. They will give you tokens on a minute-by-minute basis. So it's actually quite fun to watch your balance build up, and you can see it. So within sort of 10 minutes of investing, you're going to see that you're starting to earn your Curve tokens. So these are the pools that you can look at. One of the pools that I like is this Y pool here. And let's just go over what the return is. So in the Y pool, you're going to earn between 73% and 184% annual percentage yield. So that's what you're earning per year. The Curve token, not that it matters because we are talking about percentage, is around about $3.30. If you have a look here, Curve is $3.48. This is also a token that has climbed substantially in the last week. So as I said, because we're talking about percentages, you can do the maths, but it is really a very, very good passive income strategy. Now, a little bit earlier, I mentioned that Curve was a little bit more complicated because there's a two-step process to it. And you basically have to, first of all, deposit your stable coins into Curve. You will then get liquidity tokens, and then you have to go and stake those liquidity tokens. Now, I don't have a video on my website right now. There's a very good video out from a guy called Box Mining, and he explains this process step by step. I do plan to make a video on Curve in the next week or two. So keep an eye on my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, maybe do that now so that when that comes out, it will be a step-by-step guide to exactly how to invest on this Curve platform. Remember, guys, these first two, Balance and Curve, I believe are responsible, good investments. Although something could always go wrong, it seems unlikely because these are big players in the DeFi space. They are reputable. They have got a lot of money tied up in these protocols, and it's a nice sort of semi-secure way to put your money and to get passive income. So Balancer, Curve, research those two projects, put some money in, you will be amazed at the returns. The third project that we want to talk about, and I'd advise everyone to approach this project with a little bit of caution, but it is a project that has really given me crazy, crazy gains, is a project called YFV. Now, to be totally honest, I haven't even researched this protocol in much depth. I've done a mid to surface review or investigation into this. And because there was a bunch of us having lunch, laughing and joking, we all decided to invest in this protocol. So I have invested. And guys, with this project, I'm going to be totally transparent. I'm going to talk about real numbers. I'm going to talk about what I invested, and I'm going to take you through it step by step so that you can see the numbers and what the returns are. So I invested on the 26th of August, which is Wednesday last week. That gives you an idea of how new I am to this project. So less than a week ago, on Wednesday, it will be exactly a week, I invested 3,000 basic attention tokens. So that is the equivalent of around about 18,000 Rand. If you guys go to Altcoin Trader, you can buy BAT, and BAT is at this stage $6.38 per coin. So times that by 3,000, we get to about 18,000 Rand. I invested that into, if you go to this site, and this site is called YFV.finance. You can go here and you can look at the pools. And if we have a look at this pool, the annual percentage yield, wait for this, I hope you're all sitting down, 1,183%, which is absolutely insane. There's a part of me that is saying, Richard, why are you even telling people about these crazy numbers? So this breaks it down to a weekly percentage, a daily percentage of 3.2%. Guys, that outstrips most of the Ponzi schemes. But it's also a two-step process. So you go into this pool, and if you click on this, it will take you to this page. You will click on this button and you invest in the Balancer pool. Balancer give you liquidity tokens, okay? And for 3,000 BAT, you get 22,000 liquidity tokens. You then go to, once you've got those liquidity tokens in your MetaMask, you go to stake on this website, and you would push the farm button and deposit these liquidity tokens. Now, once you've done that, you also start to immediately earn this YFV token. And this YFV token, it's a lot of fun because you see it, you see yourself earning it, as I say, within minutes, and it's just crazy the amount that you earn. So if we have a look here, I have earned, now bear in mind that this is from Wednesday last week, I've earned 6.58 of these tokens. So I'm sure you're wondering what the price of these tokens is. So let's go over here. And these YFVs are currently valued at $47. So 6.58 times by 47.95. That is $315 that I've earned. And if we times that by 17, which is the Rand rate, we can see that from an 18,000 Rand investment in less than a week, I have a return of 5,300 odd Rand. So guys, I have warned you about this. I have said that I haven't done a lot of research. I am in it with money that I'm totally comfortable losing. But to this point, I haven't lost that money, and it is really, really pumping some serious passive income. Now, let's just take a second to talk about fees. The fees on the Ethereum network right now are outrageous, to say the least. And I would urge everyone, when transacting with these smart contracts or these platforms, to just go onto Ether Gas Station. Make sure that you have a basic understanding of what the Ethereum fees are, how they work, and just see if the fees are high or low when you're transacting, because you can save considerable amounts of money by simply going in when the fees are low. Guys, fees of $20 or even $50 are not uncommon. And for projects like this, you find that you have to do 2, sometimes 3 transactions to get to the final destination. So be cautious if you are going to invest smaller amounts, you know, like the 500s or the 1,000, 2,000 Rand. You may find yourself in a position where the passive income that you generate is actually not enough to cover the fees. So guys, that is the 3 projects that I'd like to put on everyone's radar, that I'd like to bring to the forefront. This project, we've got a little group going. We're all chatting about it. We enjoying it very much. And a lot of guys are starting to FOMO in and invest more and more. And that, of course, is always the start of in my opinion, of big trouble. I like to set an amount that I'm totally happy to lose, go in, see what returns and what gains I can make, and leave it at that. Because the more and more returns you get, the greedier you get. We're all human, and the more money you want to make, and before you know it, you've bonded your house. And please, guys, DeFi is extremely new, so let's not do that. So just a quick recap. Balancer, a very nice project. I'm very confident with it. Curve, slightly more advanced. You need to be only slightly more technical. Curve have recently upgraded their interface, making it easier to use. I saw today when I was researching a little bit more, it seems like they're trying to cut it down into one step, but you do need to know a little bit more when you're investing in Curve. And then, of course, YFV token, which is the one where I should have actually put my cowboy hat on before I spoke about, where you can make some really good money. I mean, guys, if you are going to make 5,300 Rand per week or plus on an 18,000 Rand investment, it stands to reason that within the first month, you could get your initial capital out and you could be in a platform like this totally risk-free. Donnie, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm keeping it short, sweet, and punchy. I hope you guys found value with that. As I say, guys, my channel is here if you want to stay up to date with some of the things that is happening in DeFi. Unfortunately, I can't cover everything, because if you were to cover a lot of these projects, you would have to have a team and research day and night. But I think there is a lot of value if you just single out and focus on 1 or 2 projects and get involved in those. I'd encourage you guys to watch a lot of the other YouTubers, because there are a lot of people that are putting in a lot of effort and bringing out really good content. That's it from me, guys.
Cool. Thank you, Richard. As always, well done. I really think you got the attention of the people in the room. And I see there Andrea, which is our newest professional at the crypto school, is laughing and he's smiling. And so, yeah, Andrea, can you now see that you're at the right place at the right time? So welcome, buddy. Yes, I would like to get 1 or 2 comments. And I know I'm naughty for doing this, but 1 or 2 comments from the team, and say, those that I've made co-host, if there's any one of you that would like to add or say a word with regards to what Richard has shared to us. Again, thank you, Richard. And thank you for the way that you've done it. I see Lee has unmuted himself. Lee, comments?
Well, good evening, everyone. Thanks, Richard, for your presentation. Always a pleasure to hear you presenting this farming project. Yeah, amazing. I have learned so much with Richard. He has shown us so many, different ways of making passive income. It's really incredible that that we can learn these things within the Cryptoscope platform. Yeah, we are very, very lucky to have you guys guiding us. Myself, I'm a trader, but I'm so interested about this easiest way to farm, to make money by almost doing nothing. And surprisingly enough, tonight there were one of our members who phoned me, and he says, "Lee, please have a look at this YFV." I saw those crazy numbers, Richard, and I was like, it's almost too good to be true. So, and I say, you know what? When it's too good to be true, just guys be a little bit careful. The same advice I gave to that members: put the money that you can afford to lose. And once you are at break even, once you have your investment back and you have 100% up on your investment, and let your profit run, But yeah, Wi-Fi. I mean, I'm gonna test it myself. I'm gonna put what I can afford to lose, and test the water for 1 or 2 weeks, and yeah, wow, amazing. And with Richard now presenting the same project, I'm even more confident on trying this. Thanks, Richard.
Cool. Thank you, Lee. Craig, are you not going to unmute yourself?
No, me, Donnie. I'm always ready to unmute myself. How's it, Richard? It's just so weird. I'm amazed that you spoke about YFV. This morning, I swear to God, I spoke to Lee about this morning. I said to him, Lee, we've got to get into YFV. But the thing is, I always come at it from the different side to you. So I love hearing your side because I look and I do the research on the token. I know you get the token and sell it for Ethereum. So I've done so much research on YFV. And I said to Lee this morning, it was like $53, I think. And I said to Lee, I'm telling you, Lee, this
we must buy this token.
Hey?
You told me we must buy this token.
Yeah. I said, Lee, this coin is primed for $600. No trading advice. Watching what's happened with IFI, and I'm not saying this is anywhere near a copy of YFI, but it just happens to be YFE. And I look at the token, but when I listen to you, it's like, what am I doing? I need to actually be staking these coins for a change and not just buying and trading them. But excellent. I really appreciate that. I didn't know about those returns. They did seem mind-blowing. And I'm glad you tried it. I now actually need to try it instead of just trading the whole time. Eh? But thanks a lot, Richard.
Rudo, I see that. Thank you, Craig. I always like the angle that you come at stuff. So I love that, Craig. Thank you for that. But Rudo, I see that you unmuted yourself too.
I actually just want to comment on what Craig said. Thank you, Richard, because then if we stack this, we can actually sleep at night. Because normally we're up all night watching the bloody coin and seeing whether it's going to go and where our entry and our exit should be. So free money, it sounds good. So thank you very much for sharing this.
Cool. Thank you, Rudo, buddy. Thank you, guys. It's amazing. But allow me to open the floor. I'm going to allow the participants to unmute themselves and ask questions. And we have Richard in the room that talked to us about these new defined projects that he showed us. His back office. I mean, there's not a lot of time that you see that. So please unmute yourself. I see Andrea is first on the call. He's the newest guy in our team. So Andrea, if the new guy has got the boldness that you've got, we go for it, bro.
Good evening. Thanks for sacrificing your supper again. A question addressed to Richard. Richard, what is apart from the FOMO, what is driving the lending? Is it volume of people or that are getting out of fiat and into the DeFi lending space? What is driving this kind of surge?
Andrea, that's a very good question. I've got a two-part answer for you. We're going to start with the easy answer. It was probably early last year that I decided that I was unable to obtain bonds, and the traditional financial system and the banking system was actually restricting me from expanding my property portfolio or accessing capital that I believed was mine. So I started looking at these loans, and I found something that you didn't have to get out of your position in crypto to leverage those finances. So you could stay in crypto and still use the money for buying property, buying cars, going on holidays, whatever the case is. And I think that was the initial catalyst. But I don't think that is the answer to what has actually caused this massive blowout. And this answer, I hope that I'm able to communicate it in a very clear and concise way, because this I've given a lot of thought and I think is what is really driving this DeFi space. So if we look at when Uber started, they were offering like 50 bucks for people to take a ride or to get started. And if you had a referral, they would give you money and they would give the person that you referred. And they were using what traditionally would be their advertising budget to just give it out to potential customers, to just get people on board. Now, if I have a token that is out there in the marketplace, there's two things that I need to do to get that token to actually take off. You'll see where I'm going with this in a second. The first thing is to get that token into the hands of as many people as possible, because the more people that hold my token, the better the distribution and the more likely it is that people will find value in that token. The second thing I need to do is that once people have that token, they need to have a place to trade it. So Uniswap or Balancer or any of these decentralized exchanges that are permissionless lets people or puts people in a position where they don't have to beg traditional exchanges to list their coin, because we might not have the same insight or enthusiasm on their coin that they feel that they have. So they list it on a decentralized exchange. Now they want people to list it, because if you put liquidity up as an individual, more people can trade and there's less slippage. So this becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy or a vicious cycle of price inflation in coins. Bear with me as I explain this. So you have to buy this coin, okay, to put it onto the platform and to provide liquidity for people. And then you will be incentivized, typically with another coin, to have liquidity there. Then you say you must put liquidity of both of these coins into the decentralized exchanges. Now I'm talking about the public. So now we buy both coins, which creates value on both coins. So it becomes a vicious prophecy, because the more coins I need to buy to stake, the higher I push the price, and everyone starts to see these insane gains. Case in point is YFV. People will have to buy a certain amount of those tokens so that they can stake it, so that they can get these insane gains. And that is creating a demand for the coin. And it can be related back to Uber giving out money to kickstart the ecosystem. And that, in a little bit more complex, I've tried to keep it on surface level, but is what I believe is really igniting this DeFi space right now. And it is a gold rush for everyone to get liquidity of their token on the decentralized platforms, making you stake, making you put more in, and then making you buy the other coin, creating value, allowing that coin to go up and increasing the rewards you get. And we are, and I'm about to close, sorry, the last point, we are going to see a massive uptick in the crypto market cap. And where is that capital going to come from? A lot of people think that it has to flow from the traditional fiat system into crypto. And I'm going to say, guys, that might not be the truth. It can be created within the crypto ecosystem and only just started with fiat. But it can, once that fiat is in, this space is growing. People are investing their time, their energy, and a lot of research. And this crypto ecosphere can expand from within, and the market cap expansion that we can expect to see can be from within by these coins generating more and more value. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that's answered the question.
It has answered the question. It raises an observation, really. Is it fair to say that the FYs, the FVs, the YFVs that you got, and the YF, the yearn one, YFI, is it fair to say that they're sharing profits to give you these kind of returns, rather than just charging other people interest?
So I think that the profits that they are looking to get is more long-term. They are initially giving out a lot more than they are earning. But remember, just by them having this coin out there, having a certain percentage of these coins, pumping the price up, holding their bag of coins for the long haul, and then, of course, getting the liquidity and getting a portion of the trading fees on the DEXs if they are inclined to also put in liquidity, is a way for them to generate funds. So the direct answer is no, they are not generating funds by the incentives that they are offering. They are generating funds either by holding a bag of their coins themselves and participating just like the rest of the community, or hoping to get long-term fees on the decentralized exchanges.
But I see a trend here that is incredible. In 2008, 2009, with the credit crunch, then crypto became the trend, so to speak. That took a bit longer, like 7 years, 2017, when they really started, when we had that hype. And now, I don't know if it's the COVID scenario, they're all scrambling for another alternative. And that's also, the timing is just impeccable. So you have two similar introductions, let's say. In 2009, it was the original crypto. Now it's the DeFi lending space. So sustainability could be there.
I would agree with you. And I'd also like to just add to that point to reinforce it. We have actually 2.5 times, we've got 2.5 more customers than we got pre-COVID. So as soon as the lockdown came into place, we've more than doubled the amount of clients we get on a monthly basis. And that would also, obviously, that's new capital flowing into the system. It starts the bull run, and that is all it needs is a good start.
Richard, I would like to add to that, and that's exactly what a community like ours are doing. I mean, we see growth in our community. We see new people being added to our community. Andrea, who just spoke to you, is the brand newest guy. I mean, he's still smelling of factory. But we are adding people to this community on a regular basis, and most of them have not heard or been in crypto before, or heard about it but not actually participated, and most of them have not been part of Altcoin Trader, and that's the key. So the dough is rising, and we are expanding. This space is it's getting traction, and we have people on the call. If I go through the call and through the list of participants, I mean, there are people that I see on a daily basis on the calls, because Craig and his community, Craig and his team has created a community. Marius and I have created a community, and we work together, and together we grow this community. And that's exactly what we do tonight, being on Facebook. We are showing people that doesn't know anything about crypto, just some part of crypto. And you know what? Why we do this is for some people to look at this and say, you know what, I can do this. For some people to look at this and to say, you know what, that's outside of my comfort zone. I don't want to do this. Still, it's cool. Whether you want to do it or don't want to do it, it's cool. At least now you make an informed decision and not making a decision on what someone else said. You've seen it. You experienced it, and now you made a decision whether you want to participate or not. And that's part of what we have to do, and that's how we grow the community and look at the community. I'm going to ask anyone of the team that would like to raise something, add something, say something. Craig, are you not forcing something there under the table?
I just got my blanket to keep me warm, Donnie. You know me, eh? So the only thing I wanted to say is this, is that, we are seeing some, eye-watering growths at the moment. I mean, there's no other way to describe it than that, and it brings back a lot of reminders of what happened in 2017. As we've spoken a few times before, the good thing for the new people that are out there is that you can actually be part of a community, where in 2017, we were all alone. We did it on our own. We took our profit on our own. We took our losses on our own. And we didn't know really, I mean, it was, if I use the expression more arts than class, it really was that, Whereas now, there's a community component to you. You get involved with Donnie's To Know team or our To Know team. You get onto that morning call at 8:30 every day. You looked after, you cared for, and it's your best shot at this. We keep saying we've got 18 months for probably something that is life-changing. And I honestly believe, as Richard was saying, and just by saying that, the number of members have doubled on the platform, on Altcoin Trader, which is our preferred platform for people getting in and onboarding and offboarding out of crypto. It just gives you an inkling of what is actually happening. I think, people always look back at 2017 and they say, Bitcoin hit $19,700. And, it's been this thing in everyone's head that Bitcoin had a limit of 19,700. And Richard spoke and Jason spoke a little bit earlier about a coin called YFI. This is not YFV, YFI. And, 30 days ago, Donnie, I looked at YFI and it was $800 for a coin. And I looked at it and I thought, $800 for a coin that I know nothing about. I'm going to let this pass me by. 1 month later, we hit a record of $39,000 on that coin. I don't know where we are right now, but we're probably around 32,000 or somewhere around there. $39,000 in less than 1 month. This does two things. One, it smashes that preconception in people's minds that the top is $19,000, because here we've had an unknown coin come in less than 30 days and take out $39,000, and people are calling it cheap. People are saying this is cheap at 39,000. By the way, what's his name? Andre Conrier, Conrad, what's Cronje? He's a South African guy, actually developed it. But it shows you what is out there. Now that we've smashed that psychological barrier of $19,000 in people's minds, I reckon we've opened up an enormous opportunity. For Bitcoin to go through $19,000 now, to me, is easy. When an unknown coin has hit $39,000. So join the team. Come. I mean, there's no better time. All you have to do is you have to do work. It's not going to be done for you, but put in the effort, and you've got all the support you could ever want. That's all. You know me. I'm saying the same thing every week, Johnny.
Yes, Craig. We just love your energy, and it's all part of it, and that's what it's about, is the community. You said it, buddy. When I've seen crypto, I've started in crypto in 2016, 2017. I mean, I made money, but I lost money because I didn't take the profits off the table. I always believed it's going to go a little bit more. And I will always, when I get on top, I will add a little bit more because there's some space. And I mean, I've just made gains and I've just left the gains on the table, and the coins retraced, and I actually lost some of the capital in there if I sold those coins at that stage, which I didn't do, but still. The key is that now we have a community. We have people like Richard that we can have on a call that's sharing knowledge. I mean, how beautiful was this tonight? Richard came on call, and he had actually prepared, and he's gone and listed coins, and he done some research, and he comes and he shares it with us. What did we pay Richard tonight to be on this call? A thank you. And that's what this team is about. What do we pay one another? A courtesy, a thank you. What do we do as a community? We respect one another in the community. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I'm going to ask our guest speaker, Richard. Richard, some last concluding remarks from you. Thank you very much. We really, really appreciate what you've done for us tonight. We really appreciate what you bring to the party with Altcoin Trader, but we also appreciate with what you bring to our table every time that we invite you to be a guest speaker. Thank you for making the time. Thank you for being here again. It is as if you're part of the family.
Thanks very much, Donnie. Appreciate that. You know, a lot of guys are continually asking me, how long is DeFi going to last, and is it sustainable? And I think, guys, the true answer is no one really knows. But instead of looking at the worst case scenario and going like this won't be around, a short while, let's look at the best case scenario. What if it is sustainable? What if this is one of the biggest transfers of wealth to the community? What is this? What if this is the change from corporate and normal traditional financial systems into the hands of the people? Way back when we saw the separation of church and state, it changed the world for the human race. Now we need to see the separation of finances from state, and that will once again change and liberate us as a human race. So guys, I don't think it really matters if it's sustainable or not, or if it's going to continue. We as leaders in the new financial revolution need to continue to do our part, make the gains, continue to build this platform, and hopefully our children and our children's children will see and benefit from the freedom that we have created. And hopefully we'll make some money along the way. That's it from me.